Do you know that you were created for success? Do you know that when you were created, it was understood that you would be successful in your life and that everything that you desired would be yours? But someplace along the way, we lost sight of that. Perhaps someone told us that we weren't good enough. Perhaps someone said to us, "You'll never amount to anything." Perhaps someone said to you, "You'll never get that." If that happened to you, I want you to throw it out right now. Get it right out of your mind, because it is not the truth. It is not the truth about who you are or what you are. It is a falsehood that we should never have accepted. And yet we have. Many, many times we feel like, oh, there's something I want to do, but I couldn't do it. And when we do that, we are denying our own success. We are not fulfilling the destiny we came here to fulfill. And we all have a destiny. Every last one of us here. And you're doing it right now. And you might say, "What do you mean I'm doing it right now? I'm not doing what I want to do right now." Well, you're doing it right now because this is what you're doing. And it's perfect. For now. But you can make a change in your life. You do not have to continue on the same road you are on. Consider yourself like, how many of you have a speed control in your car? A cruise control. One of those nice things that you can use. Yeah, you know what they are. Well, they control the speed that you want to go. But what if we just put it on one speed and we never changed it? Would that work for us? I don't think so. We might be in big trouble. If we set it too high in a low speed zone, we could be in trouble. So we have to be very, very careful of where we set our speed control. But I want to tell you that eventually we're just going to throw it out. And we're not going to use it at all. Because there is a very good reason for that. Each of us has allowed the world to set our speed, we think. And it limits us in expression. But who really sets the speed on your speed control? We do. We do, absolutely. We set the speed on our own speed control. And we are placing those controls on ourselves, often through ignorance or being told that we're not good enough, or that we have wrong beliefs that have led us astray over time about ourselves. But the fact is, the controls are there, and we must choose where we're going to set them. We must choose whether we're going to set them high or whether we're going to set them low, or what we're going to do with our life. If we do not use our power of choice, we are no longer free. And we all want to be free. How many here feel free this morning? Y'all feel free. Fantastic. That's wonderful. You're in charge of your cruise control. But some of us think of ourselves as completely dependent upon ourselves or the world. And when we feel that way, we limit ourselves, don't we? I think we limit ourselves greatly. And we believe that we are, there's no one around to help us, provide us with the things that we need. And if we are in that space, what happens is that we do not have our needs filled to the point that we want them to be filled. But there's an answer to that. Because that brings us all kinds of trouble, doesn't it? It brings us a myriad of trouble. And over the years we've been taught that nobody and the world, or that we are nobody, and that the world has pushed us into doing what we're doing today. Well, there may have been a little help from the world, but basically we did it ourselves by our own thinking of being limited in every way. So the answer to all of this is to begin thinking of ourselves and our true relationship with God. Our true relationship with God may be different than we were brought up to believe. God has created us from within God's self. So if we were created from God's stuff, how could we be anything other than being guided and directed by that God self from within? All the nature of God and the divine attributes flow through us because we are that place where God expresses individually as us. That's what we do. But if we are not aware, we only express it to the point that we have awareness, to the point of where our consciousness lies. One thought which will remove all of these limitations is this. Since we are all made of the nature of God, God is within. And God is within us as us, expressing as us. And do you remember when we used the prayer for protection every week as a benediction at the very end of our service? Do you remember doing that? The light of God surrounds me, the love of God enfolds me, the power of God protects me, the presence of God watches over me wherever I am, God is. And I was thinking of this wonderful prayer. It's a beautiful prayer, and yet the way it is worded, it is limiting. And it is limiting because it separates God and us. It makes a separation between us. And this is something that we know is not true anymore. This is something that we have learned, and you know, when I discovered it, I thought, wow, this is a new thought. And I found out this was not a new thought at all. It was centuries-old thought. The masters taught it. It was taught for a long time. But there was a part of me that was not able to expand enough to include that in my consciousness. It took me a while, really a long while, to do that. And so once I discovered it, it was like, oh, this is something new. Well, it wasn't new at all. It was something that was wonderful and expanding and in a way mind-blowing. And so what we did, it kind of evolved. We started singing a different song at the end of our service, and we expanded our belief to we are the light of God, we are the love of God. All of the things that we sing at the end, Charles Fillmore said, he who sings prays twice. And I like that. So now we don't say it anymore, we sing it. So it's like we're praying and we're singing and we're really starting to get it. We're really starting to take it inside because we all may have it up here, but it is useless to us until we take it to our heart, when we take it and incorporate it into our consciousness. Our consciousness is what takes us to the next level of expression in this life. So this is what we are doing, and this is why you're all here. You're not here by accident. You're here to hear that God is present in you as you, and that all of your dreams of things that you can do to change the world can come true by simply raising your consciousness. And this is true. It's like the theme in the 139th Psalm. It is the omnipresence of God. Wherever we are, God is. God is everywhere present all the time. The basic key to prayer is left unsaid, and it is this. It is effective to you only to the degree you know it and are conscious of it. Only to the degree that you know it and are conscious of it. If we do not realize the presence of God within us, We simply cannot be fearless and brave and courageous and act upon these divine ideas that we receive from God. We can't, because we do not have the courage to do that, because we do not know that the very Spirit of God put those ideas there and expects us to carry them out. So this prayer works for you to the degree that you have your cruise control set within your mind. God is expressing through us, bringing us everything we need to do whatever we need. So let's take this prayer step by step, and we're going to talk about it and what it truly means and what it means to each one of us.